What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gaming with the Bros.
Hello, hello. Episode number 52.
Hello.
How's it going, everybody?
What's going on? My name is Harrison. I'm here with my brother Nick, as always, and we've got Trey on this show this week.
Trey's
Yeah. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
So we'll kind of jump into the PS5 and Xbox discussion. What have you been playing? It's been a while since we've had you on. So like, what have you been playing this year? Like, what's been like your main stuff you've been playing?
Apex Legends.
Apex.
All right.
Still. And what's really funny is I watched like the video that I was on like a couple weeks ago, and I was talking about how I almost like I was getting sick of Apex Legends, and here it is, like season 7 now. So now I'm enjoying it.
So what's like changed about that game that
from season to season, like what?
I don't really know. I mean, like season 3 was really good because they added a new map. Season 4 they added like a really new cool character. Season 5 was kind of like okay. Season 6 sucked ass because they try to change everything. They changed like they like nerfed like all the shields. They nerfed like the guns and all that stuff. Then the season 7 has been kind of good. It started off really rocky, but then like they've been really listening to the community. So when things like go awry, like things are literally fixed within like days.
That's cool.
So they came out with a new character. She's really cool. She's like, her name's Horizon. So she's based off like space. So that's really neat. And then they have like a new map called Olympus, which is pretty funny. It's like this like giant city in the clouds. So that's really cool, but also very aggravating because there's like so many different empty spaces that if you just jump over like a ledge, you fall down and you die like immediately. Wow. So that's like a new mechanic in the game. And like one of Horizon's new abilities is she throws down like this like little star and it creates like a gravity lift to like beam you like up. And so a lot of people will do that, and I catch myself throwing a gravity star to get away from somebody, and then I'm just like flinging myself over and off the map.
Now is Olympus, is that like a full scale map? Like
yeah, I mean, and it's huge because they added in cars now. It's called the Trident. So Olympus is like their biggest map they've ever had. I think it's like, I want to say it's double the size of their most recent map called World's Edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have like the car called the Trident, which you can get around in. It's pretty cool. They have like I don't know if you guys keep up with Apex or anything, but every character has like a tactical, and then they have like an ultimate.
Yeah.
And so with some of the characters, the ultimate and the tactical is actually you're able to mix it with the car. So like for example, there's a guy named Gibraltar who his tactical is he throws down like a dome shield. And so if you throw that down while you're driving, it'll like completely protect you.
Oh wow.
Within the
that's
Trident.
Pretty awesome.
So that's pretty neat. So if someone else is like chasing you in the Trident, that's pretty cool. And then in season 6, there was a girl named Rampart that was released, and her ultimate is like a minigun. So she can actually attach her minigun onto the back of the Trident. So you can be like just driving through and just like blast people.
Wow, that's pretty smart of them to.
Yeah. So it's pretty neat. You know, like I said, they changed things, but they fixed them pretty quickly. So that's pretty fun. And then just besides that, I mean, really just been playing Crash Bandicoot. Got the new one. It's about time.
Okay.
And,
how's that?
It's so hard, man. Like,
is it?
Yeah, it is. Like I got it so me and my wife could play it because we got done with Spyro, and she wants to play Spyro again, but I'm like 100% in all 3 of them. I'm like, I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah. That's what me and my wife did.
Yeah. So it's about time, and we played like, I think we beat like the first 2 bosses, and then we just stopped because it's just it's hard. I mean, it's really hard. Really? And then with the PlayStation Plus collection for the PS5, the Insane Trilogy is free.
Oh wow,
so,
that's cool.
Yeah, so we started that back up, and we got to like the last level of the first world, and we couldn't beat it. So we're like, damn it. We're like, oh, this one's so much better because it's so much easier, but it's just as hard.
Wow.
I don't remember them being that hard back in the day. Like I remember playing them as a kid, but like.
Yeah, I never had that affiliation or nostalgia for Crash because I just didn't play it back then. But I think Nick, you gave it to Brittany last year for Christmas, the Insane Trilogy.
Yeah.
We tried it a couple times, and yeah, it's hard, man. It's
very hard.
Is it janky? Like in terms of like the controls?
No, like the controls are pretty good, but it's just like hard by design, and it's.
Okay.
I mean, it's obviously it's different than Spyro, but like that's what we were kind of looking for.
Yeah.
It's like not super hard, but like still
leisure.
Fun. Yeah.
Like that's how Spyro is for me. Like you can choose to like 100% or not. It doesn't matter. You still have fun. But like with Crash, especially the Insane Trilogy, I come in a lot of contact with like you'll like kind of clip into like when you jump on a ledge, you'll like be barely there. So it'll just kind of count that you didn't make it. So you just fall.
Oh, wow.
That's very aggravating. But I mean, you don't get like, what's the word? Like punished for dying. Like if you run out of lives, you just start the level over, which isn't even really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So
what did it used to be? Did you have to start the game over if you ran out of lives?
No, I think, well, no. Like, I think in classic, I think it used to start the level over. Like if you died, well, no, I guess it's just the same thing. Yeah, it's just the same thing. Because if you die, you just get checkpoint, and then if you lose all your lives, that's what it is. So,
there's checkpoints. Okay. Well, that's nice. That's nice.
I know in the new one though, in It's About Time, they give you the option to choose modern or classic, and I don't remember what the difference was, but we played modern, and it gives you a little bit more checkpoints, and like you definitely need those for sure.
Cool. Sweet.
I feel kind of bad because everyone was so high on like the Insane Trilogy and Spyro especially, but and this is something that is kind of talked about a lot, but like the fourth one released, and I feel like it just kind of came and went pretty quickly, and not a ton of people.
It's good. I mean, like Toys for Bob, you know, they really know how to do things.
Yeah.
And so like the graphics are really good. The art style is really cool. The movement, I mean, it's awesome, but it's just the fact that like, I think I told my wife the reason why I kind of don't enjoy it is because like when you play the Insane Trilogy, you kind of go like back and forth, and then you go to the levels out of the bonus levels, and you're just going left and right, up and down, right? But like on the Insane It's About Time, I mean, you have like different masks that have different powers. Like, I mean, you do so much stuff. It's kind of like, sometimes you don't even know where to go. I mean, I find that problem. Like, I don't even know where to go. And I'm a pretty avid gamer. So like, sometimes when I get confused, I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
Right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's it's like, it reminds me of playing Resident Evil back in the day, like with fixed cameras. Yeah. That's what it reminds me of. It's just, you can't really see everything at once. So it's kind of confusing.
Gotcha. Like overly obtuse.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see how well it sold. Cause I feel like a lot of people were pretty high on it, and it reviewed, pretty well. So I'll be curious to see how many units.
Yeah, it's not a bad game. It's a great game. It's just hard. So that's what makes it not enjoyable.
Did you pick up the Mario collection?
The All-Stars? Oh yeah. Dude, so I picked that up the same day I pre-ordered my PS5. So on my way to get Super Mario All-Stars, I was on my phone. I wasn't driving.
Yeah.
I got that. Dude, me and this Mia actually started Galaxy about 3 days ago, because I had never played it. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Super awesome.
Galaxy
so have you dabbled, because me and Nick, we both 100%ed the 64, and Nick's beaten everything. I kind of took a break because I don't know how much of the shows you've been listening to, Trey, but like my son Kellen, he is obsessed with Mario, dude. He's beaten Mario Odyssey like 3 times now, like, or on his 3rd run. Yeah. So,
nice.
So we play
running at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Like I play so much Mario just between myself playing, and then like,
I saw you got Mario Kart Live or Circuit Live or whatever.
Yeah, it's super cool. Like it's tough because with Kellen, he just wants to kind of follow the car around and stuff, and like, jump over it and like use his legs as a tunnel. And I'm like, dude, this thing's $100.
Don't step on it.
It's already like super expensive, but it's fun. He's had a blast with it. But yeah, Mario All-Stars is quite a package.
Dude, when that got released, man, because I've been waiting. Like, I mean, I have Sunshine on my GameCube, but when you have your GameCube and then you have like, the newer TVs, you can't really. It's not as enjoyable, and it doesn't scale up, so it looks kind of crappy, and it just kind of gives me a headache. So when they announced that, I was like, dude, day one, like, got to pre-order that right away, because I've been waiting for Sunshine, and it's kind of sad. I haven't even really been playing it, which is kind of shitty. But starting with Galaxy, I think I just prefer Galaxy more, just because I don't know what to expect, because I've never played it.
Yeah.
So and we're playing like the co-star mode, where one person plays and the other person's like shooting the star bits and everything.
Yeah.
So that's super awesome.
Trey, what's your quick take on the ranking between these three games? Because me and Harris have had some deliberation.
Okay, so Super Mario Sunshine is like probably one of like my favorite games. Like, I mean, just hands down. And it's not necessarily the gameplay. It's like when I think of nostalgia, that's like that is the cream of the crop. That's it. Like the music. Like sometimes I'll just open up the title screen and just play the soundtrack from Super Mario Sunshine, just because like it just makes you feel good. Like the steel drums and everything. It's just that just beats really hard for me. But yeah, I'm just gonna be biased, and I'm just gonna say it's Sunshine. But Galaxy.
Have you played Sunshine on the All Stars?
Yeah. Okay. I started it, and I probably had played for maybe like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, so you're
but then I stopped. Yeah, I'm not too.
See, I feel like I was in your I was on like in your book, like I was on like
same here,
like because Nick, you never really played Sunshine like that, right? I mean,
I played it a little bit.
But I was really definitely way more high on it than coming into it than you are. Well, I guess you were excited because you haven't really played it, but yeah. I don't know, man. The
I don't think it holds
up. The controls are a little weird for me.
They are. I mean, and they were bad when they started. Like they were bad on the GameCube. I mean, that's you're not. I mean, they're not. About that.
It's still a great Mario game. I mean, it's kind of hard to make a bad Mario game at this point.
Right.
They kind of nailed it, but just with the collection, and then like Odyssey is so good. It doesn't hold up as well as I thought it was going to, but it's still a great game. But
I was hoping that they would remaster Sunshine, but it would be with like the Odyssey engine.
Well, that's why I was hoping that when this got announced that it would be a completely remake.
Yeah.
But
it'd be a lot of money.
Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, maybe one day they'll do it, but it's still a great package.
It'll probably.
The only thing I'm waiting on is Resident Evil 4 completely remade. That's all I'm waiting for.
That's coming, man.
They say 2022. 2022.
What? It's like.
It's not official.
It's not official,
but that's what they're like saying.
That's the rumor. Yeah.
They kind of do like one Resident Evil a year at this point.
Yeah. We got 8 next year, and then Resident Evil 4. Man,
dude, you know what sucks is so when I got my PS5, I was going through like my library and trying to re-download like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And the last time I talked to you guys, I never even started Resident Evil 2, and I can't download it. It's not supported.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's not supported?
So there are like certain games that aren't supported on the PS5, so you can't download them you can't play them all. Like when you go to your library of all the games that you like have in your library, some of them are like grayed out and you just can't play them. I don't know if it'll come with an update or whatever. But yeah, Resident Evil 2 is one of the games I wanted to download.
Wow, I'm surprised it's not a
game too.
Yeah.
Well, because Resident Evil 7 is part of the PlayStation Plus collection. So I was like, well then how is Resident Evil? I was like, Resident Evil 2 is newer than Resident Evil 7. But I really feel like that when Resident Evil 8 comes out, I think that's gonna kind of fill my void for Resident Evil 4 because that looks.
Yeah, I can't.
It looks pretty influenced. So yeah. Oh my god, and the fact that it's like werewolves and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. But see, I guess to jump into the Series X, like it has been, because I know like Microsoft, like their biggest. I mean, they're they don't have any games, of course, like to launch, which is like kind of crazy when you think about it, like as a brand new system. But
right,
I mean, with Game Pass and like every game that's been backwards compatible for everything is just on the Series X. So like, it's been such a like I literally just turned my Xbox One off, unplugged my external hard drive, plugged it into my Series X, and I can play everything. And there's no,
That's awesome.
there's like. For the games like Gears 5, Fortnite, if you want to, a couple of other games that are optimized for the Series X, you have to download it, download the update.
Pretty hefty update.
Yes, some are pretty hefty. But other than that, I mean, it's super seamless. And like, I guess like they got a little bit of criticism because their OS or their dashboard is the exact same as it is on the Xbox One. But I feel like it makes it easier to kind of transition because where everything's at. So it's been, like I said, I mean, I've been playing like Jedi and some other games and stuff. And it's been great, man. Just, it looks great. It runs great.
Does it look different than when you had on you said you had Xbox One? Does it look different than that?
Well, I mean, I didn't play Jedi on the Xbox One because like,
okay.
The EA, EA Play was added to Game Pass on November 10th.
Yeah, so that's when you downloaded it.
So I downloaded everything on the Series X, but yeah, and like having all the options for different modes and stuff, like performance modes and other games.
It's
like
called
that.
like Fidelity mode on PS5. Is that what?
Okay.
Is there something like that on Xbox Series X?
There's, I mean, if it's like optimized or performance mode or something like every game, I think every game has like their different options you can do. Like,
okay,
so it definitely feels more like I'm playing a PC than anything, just because like of all the crazy stuff you can do.
Yeah.
But
I feel like this transition though is like has been a little bit weirder. I feel like it's been less of like a step. I feel like the PS5, and this just could just be because of the games that are out for it right now, aren't that much different than what like a PS4 Pro would do. I mean, obviously it's a more powerful console, but I feel like the gap is less now, just because like when you went from PS3 to PS4, you're like, oh crap. But then when you have like a PS4 Pro going to PS5, and that could just be because like I've only played Valhalla, and I just don't think that game was like, optimized specifically for like next gen consoles.
Right. And it's gonna be so hard to tell that or see those big differences until like maybe year 2 of these consoles, because everything is, all the developers are having to develop, multiple like you have to, develop for the base PS4, you have to develop for PS4 Pro, then you have to develop PS5. So it's like there are
versions for one.
Yeah, there's so many different versions for one game, and you can't really get that true performance out of your PS5 or Series X, because it's kind of being what's the word, hindered, I guess, because you have to make sure that it runs on everything.
Well, that's why Cyberpunk, like I read the article about them. They're having to test like, I don't know why, but 9 different versions of the game.
Yeah, I mean, well, you got Xbox One, Xbox One X, you got Series X, Series S.
Oh, true. PC, I think.
PS4, PS4 Pro. Yeah, so it's. I do not feel for developers, because that definitely sucks. Are you excited for Cyberpunk, Trey, with all the recent delays and stuff?
I don't pay attention to it. I mean, when it comes out, I'll get it, but I think it looks cool. I was talking to Dugan about it the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, man, it's gonna be like the new Skyrim, but just like whatever."
Yeah,
and just newer. And I mean, I hope that game will be what shows off like the capability of like the next gen consoles. I mean, I think once I play Demon Souls, I think that will show off, because I mean, I don't think Demon Souls is for. Yeah, I don't think that's like.
Yeah, that's like the only. Yeah, that's the only PS5 exclusive, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's Sackboy.
Oh,
no one cares about that. Those games always look good. That's like saying like Knack looks good.
Yeah, right. So are you gonna get are you getting Cyberpunk day one, or are you gonna wait until they release the version for the PS5?
I'll definitely wait for the PS5 version. Any games that I get from here on out, I will not get like. I mean, unless it's like discounted on the PlayStation Store.
I'm pretty sure Cyberpunk is gonna be.
It's gonna be Ford's.
Yeah, so you can buy the PS4 version and then play you can play it on the PS5.
Okay. That's why when I downloaded Valhalla, did that happen to you? You had 2 versions?
So that's the interesting thing with PlayStation, and that's one thing that I feel they're kind of getting wrong. So with the Series X, there's no 2 versions. There's one version, and then whether or not you play it on your Xbox One or your Series X, it looks the same. Now, when me and Nick said that when we, well, not necessarily with Assassin's Creed, but like when we, for Gears 5 and a couple other ones that were specifically optimized for the Series X, we had to do that update. But it's all the same game. There's no.
PS4 split version with the PS. Like, how does that work? It's just
so when I went to go buy it, it says like it's 44 gigabytes, and I was like, okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
So then I bought it, and then when I looked at my downloads, it had 4 downloads, and it was like 88 gigabytes, and I was like, what? So there was like, it came with like buying it digitally, you got like a special like mission or something, like whatever it was, and then you got the game, and then you had another version of it. And so what was annoying about it was when I was looking through the downloads, it wouldn't say which one was PS4 or which one was PS5.
Oh God.
So I kind of just so honestly, I don't even know if I'm playing the one that's for the PS5, to be honest. I just downloaded one because it will download either one. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So that's kind of weird. But when I look, actually, I do know that now, because I went back to my library, and everything that I looked at, Valhalla says PS5, and it's the only game that I have that says PS5 underneath it. All of them say PS4. So I guess that is
Valhalla.
You said what?
Can you delete the PS4 version?
Yeah, I canceled it from downloading. So I think that's kind of weird. Like, what would happen if I just downloaded both of them?
Yeah, like I mean, if you weren't paying attention, you're like, because I mean, a lot of games are like 80 gigs now.
Yeah, so, they're huge. So that was
Call of
weird.
Duty's over 100. So yeah, but that's weird. Yeah, that is very strange. That's the way it works.
I didn't like that. I wish it would just like kind of ask you, like when you get download, it's like which version do you want, and
or
then
just like know that you're playing
or
on
just
PS5.
know. That'd be cool.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure there's someone out there who has a PS5 and is like, no, I want the PS4 version.
I don't need that good of graphics.
Do you have frame rate problems with Valhalla?
Mine's been.
I've only played about an hour, so I can't really tell. But from what I've played, it's been like buttery smooth. So
what about you, Nick?
I'm about 5 hours in, and I haven't had any issues.
I've had frame rate issues
in like raids or
no, not even raids. Just like kind of I know like when I started, I was doing like a mission. I was just exploring, and my guy was sliding down a hill, and it was kind of like it was like glitching a little bit. Mm-hmm. It was almost like the frames were just stopping and then would get back. And then at one point he just was like spinning around and I couldn't move. And so he was like,
okay. I heard it was really buggy.
So I'm sure once we get an update, it'll be fine. But,
yeah. And Trey, did you come from a PS4 Pro? Did you have the?
No, I did not. So I came just straight from a PS4. I found no need to do that. But I mean, one of my friends has a PS4 Pro. And so then whenever I go to his house, I'd see it, and he has a PS4 Pro and he has an Xbox One, I think is what you guys had before.
Yeah.
And I mean it looks a little bit better than my PS4, but it just, like I said, the games I play now just don't really look that much different. Like they look smoother, I guess is what you could say.
Yeah. Well, that's what's been like the best thing, I guess, is because me and Nick we just had Xbox One. We never upgraded. We don't even have like the S or anything like that.
Which is
so like as of right now, like my Xbox One was definitely showing its age as far as like just guiding through the menus and stuff. Like it was just like sluggish for me. Now that I'm the Series X, man, it is so quick, and like being able to like, and I never thought I would do this like that much, but like the whole quick resume feature of like jumping into like a Gears match or something and then switching over to Assassin's Creed real quick on the fly, like it's awesome. Like it's so quick, and it's
so explain this to me. I don't know what this is.
So I know that PS5 has like their
it's called Switcher, I believe.
Yeah, it's like, well, they have like it's called quick resume on the Series X, but I know that if you were to turn your console off like while you were playing a game, it would just pick it up right where you left off, right? And there's no like loading or anything like that for the PS5.
Maybe I don't know.
Okay. I think that's how it works. I think that's how it works for the PS5. So like if you were to play, I don't know, Spider-Man or something, and you turn it off, and then you turn your PS5 back on, it's gonna load you up where you left off, without having to go through the menus and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And cool. I know that happened on the PS4 too. But with the Series X it's pretty much the same thing, but you can do up to like 5 games, I think 5 or 6 games.
Holy crap.
It kind of depends on the game, I think.
It depends on the game, because there's a couple of times, and Nick, I don't know if this happened just because I have your account on my Xbox, but like I was playing Jedi and I would turn the Xbox off, and when I would come back in, it would put me in the same spot where I left off, but then it would say there was a sign-in change or something. Which I never signed over into your account or anything, so I don't know if that's a bug or something, but that's happened about 3 or 4 times that I've played that. I don't know if you've ever experienced something like that, but
I haven't had it yet, and granted, I haven't added yours to mine,
okay.
So I haven't had the chance to experience it, but I do wish that like the menu or something told you which games were in quick resume, because it's kind of a guessing game. Like for instance, like Forza Horizon 4. It doesn't work with quick resume, and they're going to add that patch in later, I guess, but it doesn't really tell you which games are loaded up in quick resume. So like maybe I'll open up Valhalla and switch to Jedi, and Jedi will be closed out because I've cycled through too many games, and that one kind of went off the queue, so to speak.
All right, we got about 10 minutes left, boys.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's like that's really interesting, because there's on my dashboard, there's a thing called Switcher.
Yeah.
And it literally, like when you click one of the buttons on the DualSense, it brings up like a little menu and it'll have like the last 3 games you played. And so maybe it does that. I don't know. I mean, do you guys have to like, so I know like the PS4 and the PS5 have what's called rest mode. Do you guys have rest mode? Is that what you're putting it in? So, or can you actually completely turn off your Xbox?
So it's not with the Xbox, it's not necessarily rest mode. Like your Xbox turns on or turns off, but it'll still download updates and stuff in the background.
Okay.
If there is one, but yeah,
Right.
it's not quite like rest mode is on the PS4 and PS5.
Can you still charge controllers when you're in that mode?
I don't know if you have them plugged in, if you can charge or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not 100% sure of that because I have a separate charging port for
Okay, gotcha.
separate adapter for my controllers, but
Okay.
But Trey, tell us about the DualSense. Like, how does it feel? Like it sounds like it's like of all the podcasts and stuff I listen to, it sounds like it's incredible.
Yeah, so there's so I guess the best way to describe it is there is a game that comes loaded on the PS5 called Astro's Playroom.
Yeah.
So you're just like this little robot, and it's basically, the game was just built just for like the feedback of the controller. Mm-hmm. So what's really cool is they'll have like a level where like you're like running through sand, and so when you're walking on the sand, you'll feel the way the motors go in the controller. You feel like the sand particles, yeah, like the grain of it, I guess you could say. So like if you walk, it's like slower, but then if you like run, it's like a little bit heavier, and the vibration's a little bit stronger. And then when like the sand comes and kind of hits you, it kind of like rumbles in different spots to kind of like feel like you're getting hit by grains. And then you have like another instance where I think like you turn into like a spring robot. Mm-hmm. And so like you have like, instead of legs, you just have like a giant coil. And so when you spring, you feel that in the trigger. And so like the trigger, when you go to pull it at first, it's like a little bit easier, but as the spring tightens up, the tension gets harder. So it's harder to pull the the trigger.
That's high tech right there.
It's pretty interesting. I mean, like in Valhalla, the only thing I really feel is like when I'm walking in the snow, like in deep snow, you can feel the vibration. It like the left motor will go when his left foot hits, the right motor will go when his right foot hits. Like you feel that.
And is this motors in like where, do you know where these motors are?
I'm gonna go get the controller real quick and I'll show you. Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
Wow, it seems like the DualSense kind of blows the Xbox controller out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like just functionality, because I mean, even on the Series X controller, when I'm using it, you can feel stuff in the triggers, like on like the bumpers and stuff. Like you can feel vibrations.
Yeah. So these are the triggers that have the adapted triggers. Yeah. The motors are in here. So it's kind of weird. The controller feels kind of weird because it's kind of like, I don't know if you can really see it, but it just kind of cuts off right here. There's no like rounded edge or anything. Okay. But I mean, the controller is pretty hefty. It feels kind of heavy, but you really feel the weight in here. And even just picking it up from it charging, you can, like as soon as you pull it from the charger, it kind of like does like this little pulsating thing that goes through the
that's pretty awesome.
So it feels really weird, but like I said, like Valhalla, it's not implemented as much. I'm sure some games probably have it, like they focus on it a little bit more.
Yeah. So compared to like the PS4 controller, because I mean, the design of really the DualShock has been kind of the same since
it has
like PS1.
Yes.
So this is like their biggest like departure from. So because I heard that it feels more like an Xbox controller than anything. Of course, it's still got the set.
It's a little bit bigger, right?
Analog stick.
Right. Yeah, it is. It is fatter. It's fatter, which is like an Xbox controller.
Yeah. So does it feel better than like a PS4?
It does. It feels better to hold, and it feels more sturdy. And I don't know if that's just because of like the heftiness of it from the motors is what's causing that. But it does feel a lot better, because I've always known that, like whenever I would play like an Xbox at someone's house or whatever, the controllers always feel like easier to play because since they're bigger, there's like less travel that your fingers have to do and move around and so that. Whereas like the PS4 controllers and beforehand are tinier and skinnier. Yeah. So they're like, your hands are kind of like, kind of can touch. But with this, it's like, I mean, you can see it's just chunky, and I mean I like it. It feels good, but it's not too heavy to where you're like, or you get like fatigued or anything. But it has like a microphone in it and everything. Like it's pretty neat.
So how's that microphone? Have you played with online yet with anybody?
I haven't used it yet. I know like in the Astro's Playroom, there's like a level that you have to like blow into the microphone to like start a fan, and the harder you blow, the harder you blow into it, the faster the fan blades spin. So it's pretty interesting, and it's really cool. There's like a little, I don't know if you can see it. There's like this little thing right here. Yeah. It's like clear. It's actually a button. So like it's like the mute and mute off button. So like if you're talking to somebody, you can just press that button really quick, so you don't have to go into the menu and like mute anybody.
That's cool.
So that was pretty neat. I will say that the one thing that was really weird was there is a USB port on the front of the PS5, and so I've been trying to charge my PlayStation controller and it wouldn't charge. And so I looked up on Reddit, and apparently like the you can't use the USB port in the front. You have to use the one in the back, which is a little weird.
It's like a 3.0 versus 2.0.
Maybe. I don't know what the one on the front is, but it didn't charge anything. I was like, man, this thing isn't even charging. But then when I put it on my back USB port, it's like totally fine.
Interesting. I wonder why
some people say some people says it works, some people says it doesn't, but most people say it doesn't work, but other people say it does. But usually you can charge your controller in rest mode, and mine hasn't been charging since I got it, which, I mean, what's today? Today's the 15th, so I haven't charged it in 3 days. So I mean, the battery life's pretty good.
Yeah. So my biggest thing with the DualSense is I felt like, and Nick, we've had this discussion before, but like obviously with the trackpad on the PS4, that was like the biggest change. I feel like other than like Naughty Dog, nobody really used that thing for anything interesting other than like another button. So I'm really hoping that more developers this generation are going to take advantage of what sounds like a really cool controller. And all the haptic feedback that's within it. So hopefully more developers just use that thing.
Yeah, I think they probably just don't really mess with it just because of the fact that it's kind of awkward, like the way it's just like positioned, like when your hands are on it, you know, you'd have to like kind of overextend, you know, a little bit, unless like it'd be kind of cool if like maybe you could use it instead of the analog sticks, like maybe you just kind of go up a little bit further. But I mean, I guess you couldn't really do that because you wouldn't be able to switch your fingers back to the positions on the D-pad or the other ones. But I will say, I don't know if you would definitely not be able to see this on probably any camera, but there's like texture.
Yeah, that's how the Series X controllers are, and a lot of the newer Xbox One controllers started having the texture on the grips.
Well, what's crazy about it is the texture is made up of little tiny squares, O's, crosses, and triangles.
Oh wow, that's pretty awesome. That's
cool. I mean like super tiny, super tiny.
All right, we got like less than 30 seconds, so we'll take a quick break here, and then I'll get the meeting started back up. So if y'all want to get some water or anything.
All right, cool deal.
Or have to pee or something, you know.
Tink, tink.
All right, so let's jump into kind of the bigger stuff we've been playing. Trey, have you what's the games that other than, I know you mentioned Valhalla, anything else you've been playing on the PS5 specifically?
Well, I was just telling you earlier, started back Skyrim. Just because like on 11/11 of this year, I was like, man, this game is 9 years old. And I still remember me and you going and Dugan. And I remember you guys playing in that little kiosk at GameStop.
Yep.
And you guys were like, come on, man, come over here.
Like, no, I don't want to see it.
Play it. And I was like, no, I don't want to ruin it. I was like, you guys are ruining it. I'll wait till I get home.
Well, I think I told Nick this one time, but I remember when we were over at Mark's house and we were like smoking the hookah or whatever. And then we all just like collectively paused and we were like, yeah, I think we're going to go home and play Skyrim.
We just all left. Oh, man. It's still such a good game, man. Yeah. I mean, like when I was playing it, I think I'm level like 15 or something. I was like, golly, man, I just love this game. Yeah. Like, it's just such a good game, man. And I pray you guys are lucky, but since Microsoft bought Bethesda, I pray that it is not going to become an exclusive, because that would suck. I don't think it will, but
I told Nick this. They paid $7 billion for Bethesda. There's no way that's not going to be an exclusive.
Do you think that? But do you think that, like, here's my question though. Like, do you think they would do that because that will shorten their revenue?
Because it'll be free for Game Pass.
Yeah, but also like I feel like if they were to say, "Hey, this is exclusive," like that's going to sell Xboxes. Like I think someone might buy a Series X or an S
But I wonder, like,
for Elder Scrolls 6, and then they're like, hey, this Game Pass thing is really cool. Let me go ahead and jump into this because it's gonna be free. And then oh my gosh, now I've got all these other games I can play. And then all of a sudden they're in the Xbox ecosystem. So
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
For you, I hope it's on
PS5. Yeah. I hope.
I hope, dude. If it's not, dude, I mean, Series S. Like,
yeah.
I mean, seriously. I mean, if it's anything like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Skyrim was like Bethesda's like last good game in that type of genre.
Yeah.
Like obviously like Fallout 4. I hated Fallout 4.
I can't get into Fallout at all.
I can't. No, and I mean, it literally plays just like Skyrim would, or any Elder Scrolls game, just obviously with guns. But like that Fallout 4 is free on the PlayStation Plus collection. I was like, nope, I'm gonna try that. Fallout 76, don't care about that.
Oh no.
I don't know, man. I just don't know what. I mean, doesn't Bethesda make Doom? I guess the Doom games are doing pretty good.
Yeah, well, they own id, or ZeniMax does, I think.
Oh, gotcha. Aren't they the ones who they made online, right? Elder Scrolls Online, ESO.
It did it.
Aren't they in charge in that?
I can't remember who's making that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you played any of the new Dooms, Doom 2016 or last year's?
Yes, I played Doom 2016 on the Switch, which was like a horrible idea because it just has so much motion blur.
Yeah.
I think I got like an Amazon card one day and it was like $50, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this game. And then like after I bought it, I played it for like 4 hours and I was like, I can't. It just gives me such a headache. But had I played on the PS4 something that was like capable of actually running it, I think I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, they added Doom, the Eternal to Game Pass this year.
So what is okay? So I heard a lot about Game Pass.
Yeah,
I've heard. So it's okay. So you guys have Xbox Live, which is just a membership to play with people, right?
Right. And
then Game Pass is just completely separate.
Well,
right.
They've bundled it now. So before it was separate, but now you have something called Game Pass Ultimate. It's $15. So you get it's Xbox Live a month. And you get and you can buy it for a year too if you don't want to pay it monthly. But you get Xbox Live, the right to play with other people, and then you still get like Xbox Live Gold with it, where they give you a free game every month or a couple free, like just like PS Plus works. And then Game Pass, which is like the reason to have it, because you just get.
Okay, so Sony just doesn't have anything like this. So that's what I was trying to compare it to. I was like, is it compared to like PlayStation Plus, or is it just something that we don't have?
There's nothing else really out there that's like Game Pass. I mean, it's just kind of like
PlayStation. They have that PS4 collection, like that service where
but that's
like Bloodborne and all their
I don't think they're gonna add anything else to
PlayStation
that.
Plus collection.
I think it's just what it is. I don't think they're gonna add anything to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
Nick, but
so that's just for the PS5. Like that's just for like it's not on the PS4 or anything. It's like people who got the PS5, and I believe it's just for this month. But yeah, you're right. It has like Bloodborne. I mean, it has like 18 games on it, which is pretty awesome. I mean, and most of the games that I have on there are those games, because a lot of them I never played. Like Days Gone, I never played. I'm super excited to play that game. But yeah, I was just kind of curious about that. I wonder if PlayStation will come out with anything like that. Because so you guys get brand new games. Like, so a game will come out and it will be on Game Pass?
Depends on what it is. So like, Nick, you explain. I feel like I've been talking forever.
No, you're good. I think every first party Microsoft game that comes out automatically goes to Game Pass. Like Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon, like Sea of Thieves. Like any first party game will go straight to Game Pass, and then like Elder Scrolls 6, for instance, since Xbox owns them now, that'll go straight to Game Pass. And then
so it's free essentially. You don't have to pay $60 for it, which is insane to think about, like not having to pay for like that game when it's potentially hundreds of hours.
Yeah, that's so weird. But you just have to pay the $15 a month. So okay, so I got you.
And then it works like PlayStation Plus. Like if you cancel the subscription, you don't get those games anymore.
Right.
And then they kind of cycle out. They'll cycle games in, cycle games out.
So like,
except for first party stuff.
So what if you get like a game, like a second or like a third party game on the Xbox Game Pass, and then like you delete it and it's not on the Game Pass anymore? would consider to be still purchased.
So if you download, I don't know, we'll say Doom. You download Doom and you play it on Game Pass. If it gets taken off of Game Pass, you don't get to play it anymore.
Even if you already have it downloaded?
Even if you already downloaded it, yeah, because there's been some games where I've tried to go back and play, and it says you do not own this game anymore, or something like that.
So does that happen often?
Not too often, and it's
not for bigger games.
And especially not for bigger games. Like they had Red Dead Redemption 2 on there for a couple months, I think, or a month. And
then it just went away.
And then they took it away. So like stuff like that, that was insane when they added that. But
yeah, that's a really big title.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, ever since like when Gears 5 got released on the Game Pass, that was like, because there have been a lot of good games on Game Pass, but this was like the first big game to come out day and day with Game Pass, and like that just kind of changed the momentum for Game Pass, I think, and it just I think that kind of exposes it more and more. So they've like Outer Worlds is on there. I don't know if you've ever played that one, but
that's like
Obsidian, yeah.
What did they make?
They made like Fallout New Vegas.
That's what it was. That's what it was. I was like, I know they made something that was
which they're owned by Microsoft now, but like that was another big one that came to Game Pass. I mean,
dude, Microsoft owns like
everybody now.
Everybody now. Dude, I mean, God, they own Rare, which if they never do anything with that, I mean, they're idiots. Like, I mean, but then again, think about it, man. And like, honestly, with Xbox, like, and this is just me personally. I mean, you guys could probably have a more of a take on this than I can, but like when I think of Xbox, the only nostalgia that I have for Xbox is like Halo. Yeah. That's literally like there's no, and then like I think of one game. I don't know if you guys remember this game, but it was called Blinks.
Yeah, Blinks the cat. Yeah.
So I think of that, and then that's it. But like when I think of Sony, I think of like super nostalgia. Like I feel like Sony players or Sony just. That's what they focus on and stuff like that. And Xbox is really more about like kind of moving forward and like dusting like shit away. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where I was going. I think I just kind of lost my train of thought.
You're basically saying it's like, and that's the biggest criticism with like Xbox and Microsoft is like they don't, and in the coming years now that they've acquired all these studios, well, I think that'll change.
That's what it was.
But they just don't have like, you think of Xbox, you think of Halo, right? I mean, and you look at PS5 or PS4 or PlayStation, it's Horizon, Spider-Man, God of War, Last of Us 1 and 2,
so many, a very big lineage,
so many great recent games, and then of course. There's all the other old ones and stuff like Spyro was on the PlayStation, and so I mean they have PlayStation has like just so much more variety of games and like mascots if you want to call them that than Xbox
and
does.
Microsoft has like Halo, Gears,
Forza.
Let me ask you guys this: what made you guys want to get the Series X? Because I find it funny that both of you actually got the Series X.
Game Pass. It is such. I think it's the greatest deal in gaming. And there's just so many like we said earlier. Like they added EA Play to Game Pass, which normally I think it's like $5 or $6 a month, but you've got every Mass Effect game on there. You've got every Dead Space game. You've got, if you care about sports games, Madden, all that stuff. All the Battlefields are on there.
Yeah, I downloaded 5 today.
So like
that runs at 60 FPS now, which is awesome.
Yeah, we were playing that earlier. We had dinner tonight, and that was super fun. And it's just it opens up like more options because like I mean obviously, once you're kind of an adult, you can't be spending $60 every time a new game comes out.
Right.
Like, you kind of have to pick and choose. But with Game Pass, you don't. You can play it, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you put it down.
But do you think that it's more of like? Do you think it's more of a better value considering the fact that let's say you got Game Pass for Halo Infinite. In 4 months, you're going to spend the amount of money that you would have spent had you just bought it, right? So
right.
And then if they take it off, then you're kind of just you spend all this money on a game and then you kind of lose out of it. So like I feel like that's the kind of a weird downfall. But my other question too is like when you guys have Xbox like Gold and you said that there's like games that come with that.
Yeah.
Do those games are they always available for download, even if you just delete it, like, or if it gets taken off, like,
yes,
of gold?
Yeah, the gold is that it works that way. If once you've downloaded it, you have it. As long as you keep subscribing, of course.
Exactly. Okay, because that's how PS Plus works.
Yeah, so you can delete it from your if you have to. Because I mean, I swear with like the PlayStation 4, like I was constantly deleting stuff.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
Yeah,
my PS5 storage is already full.
Oh my gosh.
Already. Well, what is y'all's? Is y'all's 1 terabyte?
It technically we get like what 820 gigabytes, I think, with after you take away the room for like the OS and stuff.
That's stupid. Mine said 825, and I had 667 available.
See, that's like,
jeez,
that's like the biggest crime. Like,
it is
when they do this. Like with anything, it's like if you're gonna reserve room for the OS, that's fine. But give me the exact number that I know that I.
That's on the box. Yeah. That's on the box. If it says 825, then you need to put a terabyte in there, and you need to subtract that.
Yeah.
I don't even care if you like make it to where it has to be on the dot. Do it. Dude, the freaking PS5 doesn't even support the external storage yet. Like, okay, it does the external hard drive, but not the little, whatever, the SSD thing. Yeah. It doesn't even support it. Okay. Well, there's already videos of people trying to put it on there, and then like as soon as they put it in there and start their PS5 up, it's like, turn your PS5 off, take out the external SSD.
Yeah. I mean, that's what sucks about the Series X and S is you have to have, in order to use an SSD, you have to have a proprietary cartridge, and it's friggin' $220, so it's ridiculous.
Yeah, y'all don't have to, y'all just plugs in, right?
Well, there's a little slot on the back of the Series X.
Yeah, it's like a little memory card.
Yeah, it's just like a old school memory
that's
card.
so sick.
Yeah.
Ours isn't like that. We have to remove the faceplate. We have to unscrew like a piece. I mean, it goes in there, but I mean, it's not that much. I mean, but it's just, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take the faceplate off of mine.
Okay, PS5. So speaking of that, how did you feel about like when you first learned that you have to unscrew the stand and then put it on? Like it's kind of weird, but
it is weird. I mean, mine stays on its side because it's standing up. I have literally nowhere I can put it. I'm not putting it on the floor because it's gonna suck up all the dust. I don't know. It's just big. That's all I have to say. I mean, it's just like I'm looking at it right now, dude, and it's just like it's weird. It's so weird. Like the Series X is like cool. I can look at it and I'm like, all right, it just looks like a desktop.
Yeah, like, it just looks like a tower.
It looks like a tower. Like that's what it looks like. It looks like a smaller tower. Like when I look at it, I'm like, cool. It's like an Alienware. That's what I think of because Alienwares are like that. They're like in a rectangular form.
Yeah.
But like when I look at the PS5. I guess I'm also kind of reminded of Alienware because they also look weird, but like it just is so. It looks like a giant router.
Yeah, it looks like something like from the future or something.
Yeah,
like,
it's just
like, 20
like it has like it has like popped collars, like it's the douchebag back in high school, like that's exactly what it is. But I mean, it's cool, man. I mean, I'm just surprised at how quiet it is.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that blows my mind how big it is, and like you cannot. I mean, you hear the optical drive over the fan.
Yeah, which is crazy because like the PS4, man, when I was playing The Last of Us, oh my god, it was like a jet engine. Jeez,
I know, dude.
Man,
it's horrible. It's horrible.
What else have you played like Spider-Man or anything like that? I know you said
I'm waiting to buy it. So what I'm doing is kind of recouping some money from it. I'm selling my PS4 to one of my coworkers. So I'm going to sell him that, and then with the money I get from that, I'm going to buy Demon's Souls and Miles Morales.
Okay,
so
sweet.
And then I also got like a $10 gift card from Sony for pre-ordering the PS5, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I know, $10, so great. So yeah, I know, right? So I'm going to do that to kind of lower the blow a little bit, but at least I'll be able to see what next gen looks like. Like I said, I just don't think Valhalla is.
Yeah,
the game to go off of.
I heard Miles like just looks and plays so good. Like I really, like I want to get Miles for the PS4, but at the same time, I'm probably just gonna wait because and I've told Nick this too. Is like, I mean, next year, Horizon and potentially God of War is coming out. I don't know if they've given an exact date for God of War.
They just said 2021 for God of War.
Okay, so I mean that's two huge games coming out next year for PS. So like. And then like there's like the rumored like Switch Pro, like there's just so much stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. But
are you trying to get a PS5?
I want both. I want one, but like I kind of want to wait for them to do like the slim version of it because that's
but collar maybe.
But also like
it only has one color.
Yeah. Well, it's like with the PS4 Pro, they like add another stack to it, so it's like so...
I know, yeah. Like they do like the weirdest things. Like I wonder who like designs the
I want to be
what
in
they
the room.
look like.
I don't
It's
know.
just so
discussions.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, like the only reason why I got the physical copy one was just because like it has a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player.
Yeah, that's nice.
And so like, and my TV can handle that, and like on my PS4, I just play regular Blu-ray, and I love watching like movies.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I can spend an extra $100, and me and my wife, when we buy movies, can get the really nice versions of it. But I will say one thing that just pisses me off, and I can't see it from right now, but I just got a dead pixel in my TV.
Oh no.
And it's like literally it's at the bottom of it, and it's like where all the black is in like any shot. So like it literally it's just like this little white thing. It's so annoying, but whatever. I mean, it just is what it is. Hopefully it doesn't. I hope it doesn't spread or anything, because that's gonna piss me off. I don't know if they do spread or anything, but I've never had that before. Because I was like looking at it, and I was like, oh, it's a speck of dust, and I started like scratching at it.
I know.
I was like, no, well, God, this is not what that is.
It's a virus.
It's gonna yeah, it's Corona. It's in my computer.
Well, that's like right now. Like I have our 55 4K TV in our living room, but and that's where I've got my Xbox hooked up now. But like I've got like a 4 or 5 year old. Like I mean, it's a 1080p TV, but like of course you're gonna want to have that 4K with the new stuff. So like I'm in the market right now, and I'm just trying to find like a reasonably priced TV. Like I don't know. I'm not someone that can spend like $500 on a TV or something like that. It's got to be, like
see, like when I got mine, mine's a
200 or something like that.
Yeah, mine's a Sony Bravia, and I got mine I got mine when me and my wife moved into this house. So I mean, it's 3 years old, 3 or 4 years old, and like I mean everything I have is Sony. So I mean everything like works really good with everything. So that's really cool. But I mean I know that recently when I went to Best Buy, they had like a 65-inch. That's what ours is, and they have like one for like it's on sale. It's like a Samsung for like $600. I mean, I get that's a lot of money, but to me, like just personally, that's worth it to me because we're always watching Netflix, we're always watching movies. I'm always playing games. I would like to eventually have like a gaming monitor that's just separate, and I don't have to play on the big screen anymore.
Gaming monitors are probably the best bet, but yeah, like you said, if you've you watch a lot of Netflix or something like that. It's too. Nick, let's go ahead and dive into kind of what we've been playing on the Series X. What's been kind of your standouts that you've? I mean, I've been playing a lot of stuff, just trying it out, see how it looks and stuff like that. So I know you've been doing the same thing.
Yeah, I've been trying it a lot. Big standout for me right now is Forza Horizon 4. So I never played that on the OG Xbox One, but I was like, I need like a game to like show off, the graphical capabilities of the Series X.
Nothing better than a racing game.
Exactly, and it looks like phenomenal on the Series X and with 4K and everything, and it runs super smooth as racing games typically do. But that's been a big standout, and I've never really liked racing games that much, but Forza is pretty fun. Like
sweet,
the weather dynamics are really cool. Like the game kind of cycles between winter, fall, spring, summer. So like the environment is always kind of changing, each hour or two. It'll change based off of your progress in the game.
Yeah, that intro I just want to say is like pretty awesome.
Dude, that is like the best intro where you kind of drive a different car during each season over the course of like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And just the transitions between those are really
it's super cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Does they play like Gran Turismo? Does it play like that? Is like super hot, like super realistic, like the driving and stuff? It's not like very arcadey or anything.
No,
like that?
they're pretty real. Well, I think Horizon is more arcadey.
It's more arcadey
because they have like Horizon and they have their normal. So I think Horizon's a little bit more arcadey than like a Gran Turismo or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
but still tough to control, I think.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, it's not like a Mario Kart or anything like that where it's. So
hit the drift.
I'm drifting.
The speed boost. That's been a standout. Played Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Played about 5 hours of that, and just got to like the opening title screen where like It's
Oh
where
yeah,
you
where
go to
you where
England.
you leave Norway and go to England?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
It's like 4.5 hours, 5 hours. Like, how long is this game?
This is not
Dude,
like
so
Red Dead Redemption. It's like like the end
yeah,
of
I
Red
mean,
Dead.
so it's crazy because like if you guys would have played Odyssey, that's how like kind of Odyssey was. Like I remember I was like 20 hours in. I mean, it did the when you left the island in Odyssey, it would tell you like, oh, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but like there was still new things being implemented into the game, like even at like 20 hours,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is just insane. So
It's cool though.
From what I've played of Valhalla, which is, I mean, it's only been an hour, but yeah, I haven't played an Assassin's Creed, like I said, since 4, so it controls way differently than like I remember, and I know they've changed a lot. It's definitely like way more actiony,
yeah,
than 4 was and before that. So, but I like it. It's beautiful. Like I love anytime like snow is in a game, it always looks so freaking good.
Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 2, Gears 5 looks great.
Yeah.
But yeah, snow always looks good. It's got like that blue like hint or tint around it. It
makes you sleepy.
Yeah, you're like, I just want to like curl up in front of a fireplace. But Nick, continue on.
So yeah, Assassin's Creed been great. I can't wait to dive into it more. I've just been cycling between games so much, but that Jedi Fallen Order, it's not a new game necessarily, but
a game is so special,
dude.
It's so good.
Yeah, the Dark Souls-y vibe and Metroidvania vibe with that game is just like.
Is it hard? Does that always say like Dark Souls?
Not as hard as Dark Souls, but
not as hard.
But it's got some challenge to it. There's like random bosses and stuff that you could stumble upon. Like,
is it open world?
No. I mean, it's kind of like Dark Souls. I mean, it's like
linear, but you can kind of still just kind of almost go your own way.
Yeah. So yeah, so you fly between planets, and then each planet has like a huge environment that you can explore and unlock, like like Metroidvania kind of stuff where you can get powers and stuff like that and go to places where you couldn't go before. So
oh, Respawn helped make that game.
Respawn made that. So
dude, they are some talented people.
So it's, I mean, as someone who doesn't care about Star Wars at all, like at all, it's really cool. And it's because like my biggest thing with Star Wars is like you're literally in like a universe, a galaxy, and like they focus on like 4 or 5 planets, and like I just don't care about the Skywalker saga at all.
Yeah,
so
I can't get into that.
So, but stuff like this, and like I talked about this last week, but like The Mandalorian, man, it's such a cool show because they just focus on like little stories and like, I mean, yeah,
self-contained.
And then like one of the coolest parts about like Star Wars is like it's a thing called like the Order 66 is when they killed all the Jedi, and that's like what this kind of follow-ups on, because you're like because they're trying to rebuild the Jedi, but yeah, man, it's cool. It's a cool game.
It's so much fun, and
it's beautiful.
It's one of the games I never would have played it if it hadn't have come to Game Pass, because I just kind of forgot about it once it came out, and
it's on sale a lot. I see it on the store all the time.
Yeah. So I would Trey, if you haven't played that, I would definitely check it out because.
Okay, and you don't have to know about anything with Star Wars. It's still fun.
No, not at all. I really like the acting in this game too, and like
the
face
it's good.
models are really, really good.
Yeah, it looks great, and yeah, it's beautiful.
It reminded me of Battlefield. It gave me Battlefield vibes. Like, obviously, I know that like EA has taken their part on Battlefront, and Battlefront is just Star Wars Battlefield. I get that. But that's what it reminded me of. Is it on the is it Frostbite? What is their engine?
Frostbite.
Respawn's.
I don't know if Respawn's using that engine though.
Okay, because I know it looks really good.
Yeah.
Did you guys play Titanfall?
Yeah.
Nick played Titanfall 2 recently, and that game is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
That's why I love Apex so much, because it's part of that universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pull some of the guns from there, which is
it's really funny.
Awesome.
Ooh, yeah, sweet. Nick, anything else you've been playing that's kind of stand out?
Some smaller ones. I checked out Ori at that one plays at 6K, super sampled down to 4K.
Yeah,
it looks even better, but it's hard to tell how. At least for me, it's hard to tell how good like a 2D game looks. Like, I just can't like. I don't know.
Yeah, I was kind of in the same boat. Like it said, your TV doesn't do 120 hertz, which it doesn't. And then it was like we've scaled it to the the 6K, 4K, whatever. But yeah, it doesn't really look any different to me. But I don't know. Maybe if I can see it in like 120 hertz or something, maybe it'll look a little bit different. But
right.
But yeah, I don't know.
And then Tetris Effect.
Yeah, Tetris Effect's cool, man.
Yeah, it's super vibey. There's some like, I don't want to say techno music because that sounds
it's some good bops, man. You're just playing. You're just like, yeah, it's nice.
Who knew Tetris would still be like making these hit games in 2020?
Who knew?
I've been going on for a while.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know if I've played anything else aside from those and Battlefield 5. I jumped into Gears 5 a little bit and played some co-op with Alicia, and it runs like perfectly. 60 frames per second, split screen. Like, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
sweet.
And that's about. Harrison, have you played anything else that I haven't touched on?
Not really. I did dabble in some Dragon Ball Fighters, and man, that thing loads up pretty quick now. It's nice. Yeah, it's not significantly quicker, but like you can definitely tell that it's quicker. So that's cool. Played a little bit of Halo Master Chief Collection. It's not optimized yet for the Series X, so it doesn't run it.
Does it run at 4K though?
I don't think so yet. I think. Well, it might. I don't know.
They're updating it though, right? I remember that was like a thing.
Yeah, on the 17th. So on Tuesday, it'll get updated.
Oh, sweet.
So I'll definitely check that out and see it in 120 frames per second. Oh my gosh, crazy.
The TV supported it though.
Yeah, exactly.
There are no TVs like 120 hertz?
No, there are.
There are?
Yeah, mine just doesn't. It only does 60 hertz.
Okay.
But I'm in the market, so I'm looking. I'm looking around. But yeah, I mean, just Assassin's Creed, Jedi. It's pretty much the same thing you've been playing.
So since we have all been playing Valhalla, okay, you said your last game that you played, Harrison, was Black Flag, and then Nick, what was the last Assassin's Creed you played? Was it also Black Flag?
I played about 5 hours of Odyssey.
Okay.
And then
okay, so what do you guys like and what do you not like about Valhalla? Harrison, it's gonna be a lot different from you. I mean, Nick, you kind of
only played an hour.
Yeah, because Odyssey is very close to what kind of Valhalla was as far as like the gear goes. Not exactly how you upgrade it, but as far as that like a loadout in your menu, that's pretty much how it was. But what do you guys like think about it when it comes to like how different it feels?
I like that there's less loot than Odyssey. Like, I feel like Odyssey was kind of overwhelming. You would get like swords
loot all the time.
Yeah, it's like all the time. But with Valhalla, you don't get much, but the ones you do get are pretty impactful.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of simpler in that regard, which makes it.
Yeah. See, I'm the opposite. I liked in Odyssey, like I loved killing everybody, and then like you see like the little beam shoot up from whatever rarity of item they were holding. I liked that. But I also like in Valhalla how bloody it is. I love the dismemberment. I just think that's it's just needed. It's cool. And I mean, just to have, and it's funny that they choose now to do it. I don't know why now. Cause I mean, like, during Odyssey, I mean, that was pretty, when I think of like the Romans and stuff, I think that's pretty bloody. They have like a freaking tree made up of people. So that's kind of funny they chose this one. But I remember the other day when I was playing Valhalla, there was like a guy I like executed and I chopped both his arms off and then cut his head off. And I was like, oh my God, I thought it was just like head dismemberment, but
oh my God,
it was like the full on thing. It was pretty sweet.
I guess it does fit. Oh, sorry, Harrison.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I guess it does fit because like Vikings were like extremely
ruthless,
brutal.
Ruthless and.
That's true.
So that, like, speaking of like dismemberment, like that's my biggest thing with like Star Wars and like Star Wars in general. Like, you have freaking lightsabers. Like, why can't you dismember things? Like you can dismember like the animals and stuff you fight, and some robots and stuff too. But like the stormtroopers, like you're like, why? Like,
it's the armor, man.
It's just so annoying because like it cauterizes the wounds instantly, so it's not like blood's gonna be spewed in everywhere. And like, just do it, man.
Just take the
That's just the
Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. Take that and put it in every game.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I've only played about an hour of Valhalla, and it seems cool so far. Like I just got to like your main town or whatever. Like after you
I forgot what it's called.
That's like right after you rescue your crew.
Yeah.
So I did have like a little bit of problem, and I don't know if this is just me or what, but like, how is healing in this game? Because I felt like I could never find anything to heal myself in like that first little fight.
There's like you have to like go into the bushes, and when you go into the bushes, there's like there'll be like an action that'll pop up, like a button action, and it'll be like, I think they're called like cloud berries or something. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, like I found them, but like when I was fighting, I couldn't find anything, so I was just like trying to get lucky and dodge. But like there's no like items you keep on your person to heal.
Well, there's rations. So like,
Gotcha.
once you get like the berries, and like let's say you have like your health bar is like down here, you'll consume as many berries as it needs to fill it up, and then after that, the more you get, it'll go into that rations. And then so what you have to do is you have to upgrade your rations to be able to carry more, and then you'll just be able to heal. And then also like getting food will do that. And then apparently there's like buffs, because like I'm in, like, you know, as you guys know, there's like a settlement that you build. And then when you go to build the settlement, there's like houses that you build, and they give you what's called a feast buff. I haven't done that yet, so I assume that maybe you get everybody together into the longhouse, and then you guys eat, and it gives you some type of like some type of buff.
Like
I don't know what it is.
Hour-long buff, or
maybe, yeah. I don't know. I've only built like the blacksmith, and I think like the what is it called, a Yams Viking or something like that. Like it's like you're basically like the captain of like your crew. You get to unlock a settlement, or part of the settlement that you upgrade allows you to customize your own Yams Viking, and they can wear whatever armor you have. They can wear.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
Sweet.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So that's gonna be really awesome.
How are y'all liking the combat?
I like it. I mean, see, I loved Odyssey because it was so like supernatural. I love that. I loved how you had like the powers of a god or a demigod or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was cool. So when I played Origins, even though Origins came out before Odyssey, it was kind of hard to get used to it because it just felt so like slow. But with this one, it's kind of like a mix. Like your Viking is still very quick on its feet, but it can also do a lot of damage. And I like the different types of weapons that you can have.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, from what I played, I've liked the combat. So.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of cool unlocks too that you have to find via exploration. Like I found one where like you just like freaking like Gears of War charge at someone.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
And you just start beating them in the face.
That's awesome.
Did you get? Oh, you got like you read the book of knowledge or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that how you get? And you get, it's like an ability. That's awesome. Mine, you got I think it's called like Axe Fury or something, and you literally, if you have like 4 or 5 characters on the screen, you just keep hitting the button, and he just like throws these axes, and then like if it's about to kill him, he'll throw it, and then it'll just like cut their head off or whatever.
That's awesome.
Sounds like something from God of War.
I know, dude.
God of War.
Right, dude, I know. The next one's gonna be. I downloaded that too because I want to see how that looks on on the PS5. But I'm kind of Norsed out right now. Just
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Very popular.
All right, so we've got about 4 minutes left in this Zoom meeting, so I guess we'll go ahead and just kind of wrap things up. Final thoughts on Series X, PS5? Anything left? Everybody feel good about their purchase?
Yeah, I think it just development. I think that's really just what it's going to come down to. I mean, like you said, like developers going to have to get used to, with the new graphics and everything. So I think once we start to have like a better foundation, I think we'll start to see better games and be able to really tell the difference. Yeah,
as far as like Series X goes, like I'm way more happy about the start of this generation because like the last generation with Xbox One, like it was just such a with Kinect, it was just such a. I mean, they had they mentioned that had to always be online, and it was just such a mixed like marketing.
A lot of missteps.
Yeah, and now with it, just we kind of have a better picture about what we're going to be going into. this generation. Yeah. So I'm definitely feeling good. Yeah, there's no games yet, but we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah, it just sucks that COVID came when it did, because I feel like we would have had a lot more games on both sides.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you guys not have any exclusives at all for Xbox? Like, is there nothing, or launch titles? There was nothing.
There's
besides like Valhalla and kind of.
There's the Medium that comes out next month.
I haven't even heard of that.
It's like a horror game. It kind of looks like a Silent Hill kind of thing.
Okay.
But no game that's like exclusive to the Series X. A lot of them are, or pretty much all of them are cross compatible with
last gen
one. Last gen.
But
damn.
Yeah, it sucks. Like I really want to play Demon Souls so bad. And
dude, if I get it, like I said, I mean, Nick, I know you're like out in DC or something, so
yeah, I'm in DC.
We'll just FaceTime you.
Please I don't know. Nick's here for the next couple of weeks, so we might come over there and try it out.
I'm gonna try and I'll sell it to him this week, so I'll probably try and pick it up. And
okay. I really want to try Bug Snacks too. That game looks so weird.
I need to download. Yeah, it's like Pokemon,
it's free, right?
but it's free. It's free till like January, I think.
That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, I heard it's like a mixture of like Pokemon and like Viva Pinata.
I was about to say, it reminds me a lot of Viva Pinata.
And like kind of dark too, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is going to wrap up the show this week. Nick, where can they follow us on Twitter?
They can follow us at Gaming WT Bros on Twitter.
Sweet. Ooh. Yeah, so you can send us messages. Let us know what you guys have been playing. If you guys got a PS5 or Series X or Series S. And just let us know. And Trey, we appreciate you coming on this week.
Appreciate you having me.
We'll definitely have you back on to talk about Demon Souls and stuff once you.
Oh yeah.
And Spider Spider-Man too.
Yeah, for sure.
PS5 guy.
Yeah, the resident PS5 guy.
The what? The PS5 guy? I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Well, no, it's good because, like, I don't know. We always seem like we're bashing on PlayStation around here, even though we're not. But I mean,
I love PlayStation.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that is going to wrap up the show. I appreciate everyone watching, and we will be back next week. Later.
See ya.
Peace, everybody.
Bye-bye.